At Settje Agri-Services, we've developed a culture that is very inviting not only to the customer but to the people that work here. Our first goal is always to be friendly and courteous to our customers, respect what their ideas and thoughts are, and try to figure out how we can help them with our experiences and what we've learned over the years by working with so many livestock facilities across the Midwestern United States. The culture is one that we work very hard on maintaining with not only our customer but also within the staff, and to make sure that they understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish, that they feel that they're part of something, and helps with not only their day-to-day activities but knowing they're part of a team and part of something that makes a difference in people's lives. We have essentially 4 different divisions here at our company, and within those divisions we tend to try to align not only people's talents but people's personalities, and making sure that we complement one another, complement our strengths, complement our weaknesses with other team members, and making sure that we try to accomplish our goals and without having disappointing results with regards to output, as well as disappointing results with regards to what people have when they work with one another. So teamwork is important, and we strive to maintain a culture and teamwork that people are not only proud of but enjoy showing up for work every day. We started the company a little over 20 years ago on the notion that the Midwestern United States needed an engineering company that understood livestock. And so we developed engineering, permitting, and those types of services under the notion that we are livestock people. We all grew up raising livestock, so we understand livestock and what the producer is after, and it was a natural fit for us. Since then, we've added obviously several different divisions. Record keeping and compliance division works with 400 and some facilities across the state to help maintain their daily, weekly, monthly, and annual records for compliance with state and federal regulations. The second thing that we added after that was manure and nutrient marketing, and that division created the need for not only logistics planning of moving manure, but sales, marketing, and tied agronomy back into it, so we're spreading that product out appropriately in the right places, taking advantage of not only the nutrients that are developed from facilities, but helping that third party, if you will, the farmer, take advantage of lower cost nutrient source over time. And then of course construction management tied in after that. And we design it, we just as well build it. And so from that vantage point, it's become a natural tie-in. We've been building feedlots for 15 plus years, and now we're designing and building dairies and swine facilities for the last 6 years. I think 2 things really drive or get me out of bed, and I hope it's the same for the rest of the office and the culture we've created, and that is competition. Competition's a wonderful thing. It gets you out of bed and makes you develop a better system and a better platform in which to not only grow and learn off of, but also to serve our customers better. The second part of it is really serving the customer themselves. When you can step back and look at a facility that you helped design, build, and implement, and help that customer with long-term sustainable success in the livestock business, that's the most rewarding factor that we'll ever have, and quite frankly is what drives the whole company of what we're trying to do. I think the key to multiple focuses and multiple divisions is really having good people that we work with. The team that we've put together is second to none in understanding what it is that we do every day, and our team leaders have helped us get to that point. The engineering team led by Steve is one that I'll put up against anybody in the world in terms of development and building and having practical experience of any type of livestock facility. We've been able, and we've had the fortune to work with some of the top livestock producers across the United States and even in other countries. And bringing those ideas back to a producer is a key component of what it is that we can offer. That helps us get to the point where we were, instrumental and designed and built 2 of the 3 first robotic dairies in the state of Nebraska. That's how we get involved with putting in confinement facilities for finishing cattle with rubber mats. and trying to figure out what is best for that facility and how do we bring those components to it. Innovation and being on the cutting edge is important. We try to offer those types of perspectives to our customers and help them lead them down a path that makes sense long term. But innovation is key, and we need to keep moving forward. Our goal long term is to figure out how do we produce livestock in a more friendly fashion to the environment, to the neighbors, and more profitable for our customer. The first step of any project is really understanding what the customer's long-term 5, 10, 15, 20-year goals are. From that perspective, we then can tie in and figure out what site or site options do we have for placing and building such a facility that makes sense for them long-term. How does that sit in relationship to neighbors, the community, the environment around them? The third step is really preliminary design, getting a good topography survey, trying to figure out how we take advantage of what is there today and minimize cost of construction. Obviously, the next step is permitting. Once we go through the permitting process at the county level, if needed, or the state and federal level, in most cases, we then have the ability to go into construction phase. The construction phase is a multifaceted approach. The first step is always making sure our final design is what the customer wants, number one. Then number two, getting into bidding and estimating that project, bringing together bids from 3, 4, 5, 6 competitors on every single phase of the project: concrete, plumbing, lumber, materials, steel, construction itself, and dirt work, excavation, things of that nature. And bringing those components to drive prices down for our customer is key. Without that, we're no better than our competition. But with that, we know we can bring a very quality product at a very reasonable price to our customer. The next step is really issuing those bids and bringing those contractors to the site and ensuring that it gets put together in a fashion that makes sense not only for our customer, but makes sense for the contractors themselves, because we want to use them over and over again. And at that point in time, we have a finished product. Finished product obviously is the final step in terms of the construction side. Delivering that to the customer is important in the fashion that they expect it. But then once that's completed, we go into the compliance and record keeping stage. So then the project gets switched back over to our compliance team, and then they work with that customer to develop a record keeping system and making sure that they can stay in compliance with state and federal regulations long term.